wake up, it's time to be free. Wake up, was blind, now I see. Wake up, it's time to be me. Wake up, my mind is the key.
Wake up, it's time to be me. Wake up, my mind is the key.
What's up? It's Jullien Gordon here, and welcome to another episode of Daily Jules, where I drop nuggets of wisdom to help you increase your degrees of freedom. I don't care how many college degrees you have. The only degree that really matters is your degree of freedom. I don't care how much money you make. The only thing that really matters is how you actually make money and whether or not you love it and enjoy it. And so today I'm actually here in the beautiful Montego Bay, Jamaica, Mo Bay. I'm here at an Airbnb with my family, and the question that came up for me this morning was, is it actually possible to have freedom by 40? Is it possible to have freedom by 40? And my answer is absolutely yes. I am not 40 yet. And granted, I'm going to be straightforward with you. I had a lot of privilege. I was born with silver spoons in my mouth. I'm the son of 2 doctors. So I had a head start on a lot of people. But there are also some cons to growing up as a middle-class kid where, you know, for a long time I was tracked to be a doctor or a lawyer or an accountant or something like that, where I don't think I would have had as much freedom as I do now if I had pursued those paths. As a middle-class kid, you can kind of get tracked for those kind of careers, and fortunately I had an experience at the age of 18 where I was held up at gunpoint for a Mercedes-Benz that I had bought. Dumb me, right? But literally I bought that car because it was the only car that I'd ridden in my entire life, and I thought that was the best thing to do. I was trying to show my parents I was on a path to success just like them by getting the things that they got faster. If they had a nice car by the age of 25, I needed to have one by 20. And so I bought this car that I really couldn't afford and that I didn't need. I could have got a Honda Civic and it would have been all good. Within 2 weeks, it was stolen at gunpoint. And that was my wake-up call, because if that didn't happen, I was literally just living my life on cruise control, just following the doctor's orders. Be good, get good grades, go to good school, and get a good job. And so there are some cons to being a middle-class kid. You also have expectations of what you feel entitled to, and there's a standard of living that you may not feel comfortable living below in the beginning stages of entrepreneurship, if that's what you choose to pursue. And so as a result, you just go after the highest paying job so that you can try to catch up to your parents, and that can actually be a trap. This question around, is it possible to have freedom before 40? Whether you started with a lot or you started from the bottom, I think the answer is absolutely yes. And there's a principle that has really been helpful to me in thinking about how to compress time, right? How to compress time. And that is the principle of Parkinson's law. Parkinson's law states that work expands to fill space and time. Work expands to fill space and time. So if I give you 2 hours to take a test that only takes 1 hour, really, what tends to happen is we end up spending 1 hour and 59 minutes to complete that test. When if we were only given an hour to do it, we would have finished it in an hour and our results would be absolutely identical. And so the same goes for freedom. So there are a lot of people who think of 65 as their number, right? I want to be free at the age of 65, and we call that retirement. But by the time a lot of people make it to retirement, they're burned out, they're tired, right? And it's really hard to enjoy life. Their body is starting to deteriorate, or not starting to deteriorate. It's actually deteriorated, and their energy level is a lot lower because of all the stress of doing something that they didn't truly enjoy for 40 plus years. And like I always say, the 40-40 club is closed. This idea of working for one company 40 hours a week for 40 years, that is no longer the reality. We are in the entrepreneur reality where even an employee is an entrepreneur. We are all already entrepreneurs. An employee is simply an entrepreneur with one big client. And so if you are planning for 65, right, as your number, then if you take Parkinson's law, then what happens is work just simply expands to fill space and time. Work expands to fill space and time. But if you went into college, for example, at the age of 18 with 40 as your number, with the age of 40 as your number, that would change the way that you approach college and the early stages of your career, which isn't really a long career, because if you graduate at 22, you're literally going to have an 18-year career. So it's 18 years of being indoctrinated by society, then it's 4 years of realizing that you were indoctrinated and starting to think for yourself, and then it's another 18 years of stepping towards freedom, right? So if you knew that 40 was your number, you would actually have approached life a lot differently than if you're using 65 as your number. Now, if you do quote unquote retire, and I don't have plans of retirement, like people who say I want to retire early, to me that's basically a code for saying I hate what I do and I'm just trying to get out of here as fast as possible. Like, I love what I do, and therefore I don't have any intention of retiring early. I'm going to do this work. This is my life's work. I'm going to do it for as long as I possibly can. And so that's what I want people to do. This is what I mean when I say it's not about how much money you make, it's whether or not it's about how you make money, whether or not you actually enjoy doing what you do to earn a living, and all of that doing not necessarily being directly connected to time, because that's part of the key to becoming free, is that we break the time for money equation, and we're able to make money even when we are not awake, right? Even when we're asleep. And I'm not just talking passive income, just chilling on the beach. Like, that's not what I'm earning for. I'm actually earning to pour back money back into this vision, and this idea. And I guess it's not really about my legacy. It's really about yours. It's really about helping you all live the life that you truly desire. And I'm trying to be an example and a light and show you that it is possible. And the way I think about transformation is like a candle. If I have a candle and I light yours, that doesn't diminish my candle. And you can take your light and light somebody else's candle, and we can light this whole thing up without diminishing or depleting ourselves along the way. And so that's what I wanted to share today. This idea of Parkinson's law, that work expands and fills space and time. And if you apply that to your game plan for freedom, and you don't see 65 as your number and you see 40 as your number, then you start to move differently as an adult early on. And I think you get to your desired destination 25 years earlier. Imagine retiring with your parents. Imagine retiring with your parents. Again, I don't like the word retirement, but imagine being able to say, I'm no longer working a job on the same day that your parents retire from their quote unquote job. That would be crazy, right? I think it's possible. I know it's possible. And I'm going to continue to explore how to make it as possible for as many people as possible. Freedom for all. That is my belief. All right. So with that, I want to say thank you so much for listening. I hope that this blesses you. Change your number. Change your number. What would you do differently if 65 wasn't the age and 40 was the desired age for freedom? How would you move differently right now? All right. So with that, I want to say I love you all, and I will talk to you soon. All right. Peace. I hope these mindsets, metaphors, and methodologies blessed you. If you desire more freedom, go to getfreenow.com to subscribe to the show on iTunes, YouTube, or Facebook, and get 4 of my best courses in the Freedom School for 100% free.